Chronological Bible in a Year, day 186. Today we're going to focus on the king of Joash, the king of Judah, the southern kingdom. We saw him become king a few days back, hidden in the Lord's temple until he was 7, where a coup was taken and he was restored to the rightful leader that he was. But now we get to see more how he reigned and how he was remembered. Let's start first in chapter 12, verse 2. Throughout the time of the priest Jehoiada instructed him, Joash did what was right in the Lord's sight. Yet the high places were not taken away, and the people continued sacrifices and burning incense in the high places. So he began following the instruction and the leading of the priest. After all, he spent the first 6 years of his life growing up in the temple. He instructed the priests, take the tax ordered in the law of Moses, use it to rebuild the temple, and they apparently used it to line their own pockets or their own agendas. We're not sure, but they weren't rebuilding the temple. So after a while, he's like, okay, you're done. The king has taken over. The king's secretary will come and count and then distribute it to pay the workers. And all of a sudden, once the money is being used rightly, the temple starts to be repaired. Who would have guessed it? We could easily look at this role of Joash's reign and be like, man, this guy's got it together. He knows what he's doing. But as we look to the end of his reign, still in chapter 12, in verse 20, we're told that Joash's servants conspired against him. They attacked him at Beth Millo on the road that goes to Silla. His servants arose against him and they assassinated him. Dude, this guy's rebuilding the temple. He's doing these things. Like, what is going on? We could easily paint them as the villains. But that is why I love reading the scripture in this chronological method rather than just book by book. In Chronicles 24, we learn that when the priest Jehoiada died, Joash turned away from following God. Once he quit listening to the priest, he began to listen to the other rulers within his land, and he turned to apostasy. He rejected the commands and the ways of God and began to serve the idols of the culture around him. But here at the end of chapter 24, we can read, his servants conspired against him and killed him on his bed, because he had shed the blood of the sons of the priest Jehoiada. When we get the whole story, we learn that he killed the priests that he had once protected. He did not end as gloriously as he began. How can I avoid the same pitfalls that Joash fell into? He was raised rightly. He began doing what was good in the eyes of the Lord, but he surrounded himself with bad influences. He listened to the rulers of the people rather than the priests of God. What are some tools? What are some techniques? What are some practices we can do to do that? I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. But until then, God bless.